Well, Merry Kolchak Christmas to you all. Ho, ho, ho. Hey, Dave Plouffe.
What's
He's
going on,
hoping
Dino?
for not much. We're hoping for 100 thumbs up in 17 minutes to
We
break the
are.
record that we had at 18 minutes. So let's do the intro for the Late Late Horror Show. Hello, people. Merry Christmas. The Devil's Platform we'll be talking about. Do we have a lot to say about this?
I
Stay
do.
tuned.
Is it just me? Or is it getting crazier out there?
It's getting crazier out there. Hey, yes, 60 thumbs up. Thank you, Ahava. What is going on? Shalom to you, everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Good to see you. It's the Late Late Horror Show. I am Dino, and that is Dave Plouffe. What is going on, Dave? How you doing? Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you and everyone in the chat as well. And Connie, especially, because with the title like this, you know there's going to be some trolls in the feed tonight. Please take care of them.
The Devil's, you mean the Devil's Platform?
Oh, yeah. I can
Selling
imagine.
your soul to the devil? Yeah.
I can imagine there's going to be some people showing up.
On Christmas Eve. Christmas Day. Christmas Eve.
Post-Christmas. Yeah.
Tony, horror writer, what's going on? And just remember, we've got 16 minutes to get 100 thumbs up to break the record. So let's do it. We're almost there. Hello, Left-Handed Jedi. What is going on? Connie Clary, Bubba, Tony, horror writer. I like art. The man with the cross looks paranoid for horror. The devil looks cool too. Tony, horror writer. Do you not know Kolchak, the TV series? If you don't, you got to watch it. Yeah. Jimmy D. Paul Ham, great stuff. Merry Christmas, everyone. Good to see you, Paul Ham. We got Sweet Indigo. We got Ahava. We got, I think, did I say everybody? Black Roses, WTF Horror and Sci-Fi. Definitely good to see everybody.
WTF Horror and Sci-Fi was watching the werewolf episode earlier to warm up for tonight's episode.
To warm up. He's watching. Cool. He was watching another one. Well, you know what? To get this, started, I am going to say that this is probably the least enjoyable episode for me out of the 7 that we've watched and the 2 movies. It was okay. I mean, I'm not saying I didn't like it. Yeah. There were a lot of good things in this, and I enjoyed it. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. So, I mean, I still enjoyed Kolchak. I mean, come on. But it's the least, I think it was the least exciting, Dave. Am I right?
I loved it.
Okay. Okay.
I thought it was so fantastic. It was probably my favorite of all the ones we saw already. Yeah. It worked for me on so many levels.
Last week's episode, the gangster being killed by the billiards room, there was a lot going on there. Even the cruise.
There was, but we've got explosions. We've got
explosions.
We've got a free falling elevator. We've got all sorts of really cool things that have happened. And we get an offer from you know who at the end of the episode where Kolchak almost goes to the dark side.
Yeah.
So good on so many levels.
Okay, so me, this is the least so far, and you, this is the best. Okay, that's what makes a good team. Marley, what is going on? Marley, Merry Christmas, Dino and Dave, and of course, Bo. We miss you, and so does Jimmy, like Dino and Dave. Marley, don't you? I just love when somebody just pops out of the clear blue, like it's Dino and Dave and Bo. They know us, and everything, but
they do.
Could have changed your name, maybe, Marley.
I even love the avatar.
Oh, I mean, come on. I mean, that's awesome. Yeah. Let's see. Anybody else come in here? Okay, let's see. Hi, Boy Donuts. Yep. Black Roses gifted a Late Late Horror Show membership to Left-Handed Jedi. So very cool. Thank you, Black Roses. Really appreciate that. and we
And
are
we're at
at
89 thumbs up. We're
no
11
way.
away.
No way. Hit the
11
thumbs up,
away.
everybody. We are 11 away, and we got plenty of time. Oh my God, there's no way we're not going to break the record, Dave. This is I always last time I said I thought it was unbeatable, but we're at 89. Way to go, you guys.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Thumbs up, everybody. Anyways, yes, we talk Kolchak, me and Dave. Where to start off? I guess Tom Skerritt, who plays Robert Palmer, this senator, he's running for senator or
Yes, he
state
is.
senator. He recently said, not recently, but he said in an interview that he has no recollection of playing this character, Robert Palmer, in this episode. So I don't know if he just didn't like it or what.
I don't know, but I found his character simply irresistible.
Did you? Robert Palmer,
Let me
simply
cross that joke off
irresistible.
with my list for today.
Well, you know what? Listen, I did not. I thought of Robert Palmer the entire episode. When I hear Robert Palmer, I think of simply irresistible. Jeez, but yeah, no, but he plays Robert Palmer, and yeah, he doesn't even remember filming it, which I think it just is a bunch of BS. I don't know why he says that, but you know, it is what it is. Duck Dodgers 91. Good to see you, Duck Dodgers. Excited to see you guys are going to be reviewing Night Gallery in the new year. That's going to be just me. I would love for Dave to do Night Gallery with me, but did we? No. Did we? 97. 3 more thumbs up. Overkill. What's going on? Merry Christmas to you. 3 more thumbs up, and we broke the record in 6-7 minutes. I mean, unbelievable. Sorry, I got to go with this, you guys. We are 98. 2 more. Guy Vermectin. It's been a while since I've seen you. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, please. Thank you. Man, Kolchak shows used to scare the crap out of me as a kid. This one, not so much. There's not really there's a Rottweiler in it. There's a Hound from Hell. Great series. Yes, it is.
And there's bad 70s suits.
There we go, Dave. Okay, 7 minutes and we broke the record. Thank you guys. 102 thumbs up. Oh my God, I cannot believe that. Write it down somewhere, Dave. 7 minutes. I wrote it on my notebook here. We broke the record for thumbs up in 7 minutes. 100 thumbs up. Thank you all.
Amazing.
What a Christmas present, Dave. Should we end the show?
Yeah, I'll see you next week. Predictions.
Yeah, prediction show next week. No, thank you guys, everybody. Thank you very, very much. Wow, Dave, what do you got to say about that?
I'm stunned. That's really cool.
And everybody noticed Dave's plant. See, here's my plant. And there's Dave's exact plant, same kind of plant right over there. Look at that. So now we both got the same plant here. I got 8 leaves. He has 7. His is yet to grow. He's got baby leaves.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just pointing that out. Okay, anyways, Ian Sharp, what is going on? Some great one-liners in this. Oh, yes, I wrote one of them down. And I should Updike had a really good comeback to Kolchak. Well, the best comeback or rip, I don't know. When he comes up to Kolchak, when Kolchak's reading the Book of Dogs, and Updike goes, "Oh, the Kolchak family album." I thought that, what a lot of nerve for Updike. Anyways, here we go, Dave. Let's get into the show. Let's stop fooling around. Hey, Joe Cool. Overkill with an O. Good to see you. 62 watching. Here we go. Listen, we got 100 thumbs up in 7 minutes. Merry Christmas to you all. Okay, yeah, Uptight. Yes. Oh, and you know who was? Miss Emily was in this. And Dave, why was Miss Emily working in the office?
Maybe she had a lot of Miss Emily columns to do.
So am I forgetting? Is my mind forgetting the past episodes? She was an employee for the paper?
Yeah.
What is wrong with me? Because I know she was in which one? The Night Stalker movie.
She was in the Night Stalker movie, and she was also in at least 2 of the episodes we've covered so far. But like, you know, at the Christmas party on the werewolf one,
yes,
you know, she was there. But yeah, she works in the office. She has the desk right next to Kolchak when I guess, you know, Carol Ann Susie isn't working.
Yeah, exactly. And there was a scene that was funny. Listen, if when he was looking through the satanic books and she came in from wherever she was coming in from, Miss Emily, the older woman, she turns around, she hits the purse by accident and it falls down. I don't know why I thought it was funny. I actually giggled a bit. It was kind of funny. And something else in this episode, we get a lot more in interaction with Vincenzo. I like that.
Yeah,
No?
I mean, there was some. I really want to, when we get to the part, I want to talk about the bartender because he is such an important person. So,
Okay.
yeah, I have some fun facts.
Okay, good. Okay, so let's start this off. Go ahead, Dave. Lots of explosions at the beginning of this.
Lots of explosions. So this guy, Tom Skerritt, Robert Palmer, is running for senator, and he is
Robert Palmer.
emerged from nowhere.
Yeah.
So this guy is like likable. He's got that Tom Skerritt mustache going on and bad 70s clothes. And so the first thing we see is like, a guy's car going off the cliff and there's an explosion. And then we see a sailboat. Boom, boom, boom. It explodes.
Yeah.
And he was the guy on the sailboat was like a writer, speech writer for the current incumbent.
Senator. Yeah.
Yeah.
Candidate. Yeah. You know it. You know politicians and stuff better than me. I don't pay attention, but yeah.
So then Kolchak is seen running into this building and he presses the elevator button and he presses it again. And his quote is, "I was a young man when I began waiting for the elevator."
Yeah. Very funny.
So allegedly at the top of the building, Tom Skerritt, who is like the golden boy, is walking with his campaign manager. And the campaign manager is all, "I found out about you. You're not a good person. And I'm quitting your campaign. Not only am I quitting, I'm going to tell everyone about it."
Yes, Stephen Wald is his name. He's going to he's the bag boy for Robert Palmer. He says, "Yeah, I'm your bag boy," but he's the campaign manager. And right before that, there was a woman, Susan, who we come to find out later, running with the briefcase to the elevator before it closes. So Robert Palmer, Tom Skerritt, leaves his briefcase in the office. It's like, oh no, not his. Stephen Wald, and that's where she found a letter, that she's going to end up blackmailing him with later. But go ahead, yeah,
Right.
They're in the elevator, and I thought this scene was ridiculous. But go ahead.
Okay. Well,
go on. Yeah, they get in there. He's gonna
they
kill
get
him.
in there. Power, you start to see some things overcharging, some small explosions, smoke coming from the different mechanical things. And of course, everyone's fear is the elevator just starts free falling down. What is also funny about the elevator free falling is the lights on the panel keep working, but the lights on the panel keep going up rather than down.
Ah, I didn't notice that. Okay.
That was fantastic. And I guess the elevator crashes right behind the bank of elevators that Kolchak is waiting for. He hears the noise and he runs around to see this horrible scene where everyone is pretty much dead, except there's a dog.
Well, yeah, I mean, basically, Robert Palmer, Tom Skerritt is, I think everybody knows he sold his soul to the devil, and he's able to kill these people in many different ways, but he's got to take the form of the Hound from Hell, Dave, the Rottweiler.
Yes.
And I have a problem at the very end, but we'll talk about that when we get there.
All right.
But I guess he's able to just turn into this Rottweiler. And when they're in the elevator and he makes it plummet to its death, it just boom, right at the basement garage level. Everybody in the elevator is dead. He killed them all.
Right.
I mean, he don't care. I'm just making a point. They all dead. But when I like the two janitors, whoever they are, they come over there and they start, one's got a little pipe he's pulling and the other one's got a big wrench and they're breaking open this elevator. I'm like, is it made out of aluminum?
I don't know, but I did think it was not that it's ever funny to see an elevator crash, and I don't think it will because it should like expand out uh,
Yeah.
to stop itself. At least that's how they do it in real high rises. But when it hits the ground, the doors buckle open a little bit, and that made me laugh just a little bit. I'm like, that is not what happens.
No,
But
no. Really quick, Guyver Mecton, $10 super chat. Merry Christmas to all. The horroronians. Thank you very much, Guyver Mecton. Really, really appreciate the $10 super chat. Merry Christmas to you. And of course, got to say hello to one Sean Bond. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mandy. Good to see you, Mandy. Driving around looking at lights with family. Sounds good. Sounds fun. Sounds Christmassy. Duck Dodgers and everybody else. Okay, so when that elevator door opens, everybody's dead except for the Rottweiler. He's impervious to death.
He's hanging out in the back of the elevator, and he's got this chain with a little medallion on it. And he growls at Kolchak and basically jumps at him. But I wanted to mention as well what cool fire truck and ambulance showed up for this. And I'm like, we've really come a long way in 50 years with with our vehicles.
The station wagon ambulance. Is that what you're talking about? Because that's what I saw.
Yes. Yeah. It was just, God, I'm like, I would like both of those, in a classic car collection.
Turn that into the Ghostbusters vehicle.
Oh, totally.
Similar to that. But yeah, no, listen, again, I've always talked about how I love the decade. I mean, it just plays into it very well. So it's very nostalgic. So if you love the 70s, you should love Kolchak. I mean, it's a great series on top of it. So hello, Freddie Miranda. Merry Christmas to you. Thank you. Everybody hit the thumbs up button if you're just coming in. And oh, and don't forget, before we continue, Dave, next week is going to be the same way. New Year's Eve and then New Year's Day, me and Dave are going to be doing our show. And it's a take on Art Bell Coast to Coast show where he takes predictions for the coming year. That's what we're going to do. And I think we'll talk about some Art Bell stuff while we're doing that.
Yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to find his prediction show for the year 2000.
Okay.
And see how, even today, like, how does that match up with, are we still predicting the same things? Or, did someone say, hey, I'm going to predict this really cool phone in the future,
Yeah. Thank you, Golden Radio Hour, for supporting the channel. Now a member. Welcome to Level 1 Support. Thank you. Really appreciate that. And we are up to 119 thumbs up. Thank you, everybody. But yeah, and again, we got to watch. I don't want really politics, no political kind of predictions, but please, let's have fun that day and really do some predictions. But we'll fall back, Dave, on talking about some of those things if it,
Now, are you going to have the link open for people to jump on, or?
Yeah, they can. I can
email you the predictions, or?
I've said it before, but you know what? It's like pulling teeth. So I don't know. I mean, you guys can send me your predictions early, and me and Dave will read them during the show. You can send it to me. My email's down below, dinomedia2020@icloud.com. You can send it through Twitter. You can send it through Instagram. You can go through my website. You can do anywhere. Send it to me. Your prediction for this coming year, and we will read it. I guarantee you. It will be fun. It's the throwback to what Art Bell used to do. So anyways, getting back to this. Yes, the Rottweiler has a necklace around his neck, and it's in the shape of kind of a satanic pentagram type thing. So yeah, that comes into play later on.
There was also a great quote in there from Kolchak saying that if you get run over by a dog and you can't get his license number, make sure you get his tag.
Oh, geez. That's another good line. Yeah. I missed that one.
Oh, man, it was great.
Yeah.
And then the dog starts following Kolchak down the street. And across the street, and Kolchak goes into this bar, and
Wait, because Kolchak took the necklace from the dog, right? Because the
the
dog
dog
jumped up
ran over
onto him.
him, basically, because he was taking pictures.
Yeah.
And as the dog ran over him, he grabbed his collar and grabbed the emblem.
Okay.
And if he doesn't have the emblem, he can't turn back into a person.
Yes. Well, hold on a second. Left-handed Jedi gifted 5 late horror show memberships. Thank you very much. To Magical Stony, Marcy T, Marco, okay, Spike Nelson 666, and Left for Toes. Thank you, Left-handed Jedi. Believe it or not, all of that stuff helps to support the channel. So I thank you very much. And heck, it helps boost the stream that we're doing right now and all that too. So thank you. That's the other thing. When you do that kind of stuff during the stream that you're doing it, it pushes that algorithm and helps the stream that we're doing currently out. So thank you guys. Merry Christmas to you all. Anyways, yes, later on we are going to find out that yes, if without that, I guess he can't turn into human form. So he's running around in dog form and he's missing. He's not showing up to events and all this because he needs his necklace. Yeah. It's kind of funny. But Kolchak, are we there yet? Kolchak ends up going right after that to the Gentleman's Club.
Or
are we not there yet?
That is the bar I'm talking about. Yes.
Okay, so we're not there yet. You go.
No, we're there.
Okay.
He's walked in and he wants to use a payphone, and the bartender says, "Wash your hands," and says he doesn't have a payphone. He's just got the.
Who's this? Wash your hands in the 70s?
I don't know.
Never, man. And you remember hitting those phones, Dave? And you would
remember cigarette machines in the restaurants.
But I used to. Yeah, I know it's disgusting. Listen, I'd have a sandwich in one hand, but I was a teen, and I'd be on the phone with the other hand, and then you kind of move it. Yeah, it's like all those germs that were going on the other. Man, what a different day. I think we were probably healthier back then, Dave.
Maybe.
Anyways, let's move on. Okay, so we're at the Gentleman's Club. Soon as he said that, Gentleman's Club, I'm like, where's the strippers? What's going on? I don't understand. I don't see any there.
I'm embarrassed because that's exactly my thing too. I was looking for the poles or something. A little bouncer, a little cover charge, something.
Yeah, because it says Gentleman's Club. I don't know.
It was just a gentleman's bar is all that it was.
Yeah.
But and a couple things that bothered me. Number one, he asked him to change the ball game to the
news.
To the news, to the debate, right?
Yeah.
One of my problems, the Cubs were playing the Red Sox again. We saw this in the very first episode we covered. They'd never, ever played together. So that's bothersome. And it started reminding me, going, maybe this is recycled footage from that got cut from that very early episode. But
could be okay.
Did the bartender remind you of anybody?
He did remind me of somebody, but Dave, it never clicked. And I'm waiting for you to tell me, because you say this is some kind of important actor or somebody. I don't know, but it didn't click with me. But I did find him familiar.
Okay. So Paul Ham says Gentleman's Club had a different meaning back then. Absolutely.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
The bartender was in the original Kolchak film. He was the used car salesman that sold the station wagon to Skorzeny.
Okay.
And they interviewed him.
Okay.
So not only that, he was also in the Norlis tapes.
Oh.
He was the tow truck driver.
Okay. So he played a couple bit roles in some of the original stuff.
Yeah. I thought that was really cool.
Okay, nice. I thought you were going to hit me with like, this dude got 2 Oscars from Here to Eternity, or so. Okay, flashback to an earlier episode. Okay, so very cool. Ron Sylvia, what's going on? Merry Christmas to you. Joe Moss, I'm not familiar with this episode. Well, it's episode 7. We're up to episode 7. We got plenty more to go, Dave. Yeah. So the Gentleman's Club, the Rottweiler kind of followed him there. and he's going to basically follow him all around. Then he's back at the newspaper, right? Am I
Yes,
wrong? He's
goes back to
developing
the
film.
office, goes into the dark room, which is also the file room, which is also the men's bathroom.
Yes. Yes, that's what we found out earlier in episodes. That it's very funny. Everything's in the restroom. I like how Miss Emily complains a little bit later on too about the steps. Like the elevator doesn't work. She's got to go up and down the steps. And somebody mentioned it. She keeps mentioning, Vincenzo's weight. Anyways, it's funny stuff. But this is where he develops the film. He takes it to Vincenzo, and he's telling Vincenzo, hey, look, there's this dog, and he's telling him the whole story and all that. And when they do come back after they're talking to Miss Emily and look at the picture again, the dog disappears.
Yeah.
It's out of the picture.
I thought that was cool. I couldn't remember of something like that. I mean, I kind of remember it in Back to the Future, but was there another horror show where you had people becoming invisible in a photograph?
I can't remember offhand,
Okay.
but Tom Skerritt also, who plays Robert Palmer, the main character in this episode here. He was also in this one. He sold his soul to the devil, but Tom Skerritt played a man who sold his soul to the devil in this one. But he did play with William Shatner's brother in The Devil's Reign, 1975, in which he fights the devil. And if you haven't seen The Devil's Reign from 1975, a really good satanic panic film. So really good film. Anyways, let's go, Dave.
And Black Roses brings up a good point that we should not forget Darren McGavin played the dad in A Christmas Story, since this is Christmas. So
yes,
very, very nice.
Yes, it's been on everybody's TV across. It's probably beat out the Super Bowl, probably, 100 million viewers. It's one of those things this day.
And Joe Moss, we're in Chicago for the entire episode, and it's even shot in Chicago. It's not there's no LA locations like we've seen in the past few films.
Yeah, and he mentions Illinois a couple times here,
and Paul Hamm, of course, Dallas and Alien. That's where I know him from.
Well, yeah, listen, Alien. Yeah, I mean, I think best known in Alien. I think for me, Tom Skerritt also is he the one that also sang with the Highwaymen, with Johnny Cash and all that? Tom Skerritt, was that not him?
No.
Seriously? Okay.
Waylon Jennings.
But there were a few guys. Okay, continue, Dave, while I look real quick.
Yeah. All right. Well, we are back in the office, and of course, the dog's disappeared when Vincenzo looks at the image, but they all go out to welcome back Miss Emily, who is now back from Italy and specifically Rome. Okay, and she has brought gifts. I am forgetting what she gave Vincenzo, but she gives Kolchak a new hat. And Vincenzo, this is fantastic. Oh, it was artichoke pasta because he's a lot of weight. Less starches.
Yes, she's his weight again. Yes, that's funny. Ron Sylvia, Kolchak, the Night Star is awesome. Good to see you. Yeah, I thought that was funny, and I thought it was very funny when she gives him that hat, because he looks at it and he's like, "Oh, this is nice," But he's listen. He's not going to get rid of his old hat. You get attached to things like that, But I thought it was funny that she just came back from Italy. Yeah, it was Italy, right?
Yeah. And one of the things
for her,
absolutely, and one of the things that it was foreshadowing with obviously the title of the episode, but she brings back a vial of holy water, blessed by the
Pope the Fifth, Pope Paul the Fifth.
Yeah, it's I guess Pope before John Paul II.
There you go. Yeah. And I knew that was going to come into play at the very end. I mean, as soon as, actually, when she knocked over her purse later on in the scenes with the satanic books, I thought, well, maybe it fell out of the purse. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that's what happened because he does get a hold of it later. But anyways, because she's not going to just keep that on her desk all episode long. I mean, it's been blessed by Paul. You know. Anyways, okay. This is Dave's favorite episode. Go ahead.
It's very good. All right. So after this, Vincenzo is forced to take the hat, but he puts his real hat underneath his jacket, switches it as soon as he can, and we're back to Kolchak. And he's going up to the new Tom Skerritt's mansion. And
yes.
It's although it's dark, you can tell it's elaborate.
And listen, I'm not going to get deep, but isn't that funny that, I mean, he's running for state senator.
Yes.
Like what would you have to be beforehand? Like what gave him all of that money? I mean, I guess he did sell his soul to the devil. So maybe he said, I want $1 million to get me started. I mean, I don't know, maybe that was part of the deal, but yeah, he's in this big mansion, but yet he's only running for state senator. But isn't that how it goes no matter what level of
I guess
politics you're in? Anyways, okay, go ahead.
Now, what did you think about the politician's wife?
Ooh, yeah.
Because that is a character I did not care for.
Oh,
and,
yeah. Oh, acting wise, or I mean, she was
yeah.
well, okay, yeah. I mean, wait, what? What are we talking about?
But,
listen, she had a bit part, Dave. I mean, there wasn't much really. She comes into play a little bit later. It doesn't even come into play. She's just having a conversation.
I think she had less lines than Miss Emily did.
Yes, she did.
It was some good banter in between them where it's like, what do you think about, your husband? Well, I think he's perfect, and I think you're not, and you should leave. And, Kolchak ends up getting the door slammed in his face. And we only are going to see her one more time, kind of very close to the very end of the episode.
And that's when you find out that because her and Robert Palmer they're talking together about the pact that he made with the devil. So she's aware of it, which that kind of threw me for a loop,
That did throw me as well, knowing that she was aware of everything going on. And at the
wife or not,
want to back out of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Again, that's the difficulties you would have with telling your wife that you want to be, hey, I got a pact with the devil. You can have anything you want, sweetheart. So then she'd want everything,
Yeah.
And then it would cause kind of some, troubles. And then he'd have to have her drive off a cliff and blow up in a car.
Very true.
Yeah, but it didn't happen in here. I think she disappeared at the end. I don't know.
I think she goes driving off. So maybe they did.
Maybe she did drive off a cliff.
Which maybe it'd be better. Never mind, because I don't want to.
I know.
The end of the story yet, but
they're at that mansion, and she kicks him out.
Yeah, and he's walking back to his car, and all of a sudden, the Rottweiler's there.
Mm-hmm.
And the Rottweiler attacks
Merry
him.
Christmas.
Cheers.
Cheers, Dave. Ginger ale. What are you drinking?
Iced tea.
Yours sounds better. Is it sweetened or unsweetened?
Unsweetened.
Okay. Well, I changed my mind. Anyway, I need a cup of sugar.
I keep remembering you don't drink Coke because it rots your gut.
Well, that's true too. Yeah, no pop.
So, anyway, the dog shows up, attacks Kolchak, but it only attacks his pocket, rips his pocket up, and takes the medallion. And of course, as soon as the dog runs away, Tom Skerritt walks around the corner. What are you doing here, Mr. Kolchak? And basically throws him off the property. Kolchak goes back to the office, wants to fill out an accident claim to get his money back for his suit to be repaired. And then we're on, I guess if you were a Sherlock Holmes fan, you would call this the Trouble of Thor Bridge, where we see Tom Skerritt walking across the bridge to his not so secret lover anymore.
Yeah.
And
Susan Driscoll.
Yeah, and I thought she was very attractive.
Wasn't she in a past episode, or am I thinking of somebody else?
I don't think so, but you may have seen her on Days of Our Lives.
Okay.
So, yeah, she was an actress
Yes.
on that.
Okay.
And then, actually, let me double check because I don't want
Yeah.
people mad at me.
No, that we don't want that.
You know what? She was not on that. Who was on Days of Our Lives?
A lot of these actors and actresses were on soap operas. We know that much. But did the
Oh,
chat
yeah,
die? What's going on?
I don't know. Are we still alive? The Young and the Restless. It's going to be the upcoming Doctor. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, listen. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying the little shorts I'm doing too with all of the classic actresses. Just put up Rita Hayworth. Already up to 2,000 views. People are liking that. They're very interesting. Bits of facts for you with that stuff. But yeah, no. Kolchak meets up with Susan Driscoll, who is an ex-lover, I guess, of his or something. Who the heck knows? But she's the woman at the very beginning who ran up to the elevator with the suitcase.
Yes.
And she searched it, Dave.
You can't trust anybody. You can't.
No.
Is there a dial with numbers on it to keep
That's
you?
what I was thinking.
You know?
I'm like, don't you lock your brief? Especially in the 70s. In the 70s, they all had the little locks where you,
especially if you're a politician.
Yeah. But she got in there and she found the letter.
There's an envelope to the DA.
Yes, and it has all the dirty truths of Robert Palmer. And so she's going to blackmail him, try to. But then he turns into a Rottweiler. Go ahead, Dave.
Yes, and he attacks her. And it is one of the great dog fights, if you will, of cinema, where all you
what? Better than Cujo.
It is. Like just when you thought you could trust a Rottweiler. The dog attacks her. Two people up on the bridge. One goes and runs for the cops, which he's very successful at because they come like right away.
That scene. Okay, let's talk about this real quick.
Because it's awful.
Okay, in Autumn, just wanted to say Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you, Autumn. And she was also in The Godfathers as Paul Hamm. So there you go.
Yeah, she was someone Corleone.
Okay.
Corleone. Yeah, Corleone. Thank you.
But there was this scene was it was a little skewed and a little weird on how everything happened and played out because this is a nice secluded place underneath the bridge, where lovers can meet.
I was looking for trolls.
Were you looking for trolls?
I don't like under bridges. Yeah.
No, you don't like. I think depends what kind of bridge it is. What if it's, anyways? What if it's got a nice garden planted around there and flowers?
Then we'll talk.
You can take a nice little boat with Italian music playing, and you're let's roll like Terega through the. Anyways, she gets attacked by Robert Palmer, who turns into the Rottweiler as she turns her back. So the director, listen, this scene was directed very messily. It was a very messy direction. So he attacks her and he starts to fight her and bite her and scratch her. And you see two other lovers coming up on the bridge and they're going, up, somebody down there already. And they start to say, oh my God. And the woman's staying there watching it. And the guy runs off to the street, I guess. Who's he going to find? But he finds a police car immediately on a road that I don't think a police car should be going by very often. But he's there. And within seconds of her being attacked, a couple is there, sees it, runs to the street, gets a police officer. They run down. They start shooting the dog. Dog jumps off of her. And the dog stops, Dave.
Yeah, the dog does stop. And you can imagine like the production of this where it's just like the dog standing there. Go ahead and, do the video. And then they shoot to the police officers and they're just filling this dog full of lead.
And was it the police officer who said he must have loved being shot? It gave him energy. Because he was loving it and it didn't do nothing. I don't know. It was there was a good 5 minutes there where I'm just like, okay, what the heck is going on here and what happened? This is Dave's favorite episode so far. Overkill with an O. $4.99 super chat. Thank you. Happy holidays to you guys, and I can't wait for the Late Late Horror Show has in store for 2024. Thank you. So take us on from there. The gondola, Black Roses. Okay, go on.
Now I want pizza for dinner.
Oh,
Or at least maybe artichoke flavored pasta. I'm not quite sure.
Chicago style. I'm ready for a thick pie.
You know, I've never had that type of pizza before.
I didn't until like 2 years ago, and it's yeah. Pack it with stuff and then another layer of cheese. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, okay. It's a pizza pie. Yeah.
Yay.
Or New York, where they smash it. They run it over with a car, a steamroller. Yeah, here you go. New York pizza. Oh, it's so good. It is good though. But anyways, yeah.
So she does survive. They take her by ambulance to the hospital, but at the hospital, sneaking in through, I guess, an open window, is Tom Skerritt's character, and he does something to the IV cord, and the liquid starts bubbling, and she has this very dramatic death, and she's dead. And I don't want to say it's funny because that's never funny, but you see the flat line, and I'm like, I think there's a nurse's station that's being alerted right now, and no nurses come in. It's just
no nurses come in, and when he touched it, I'm thinking listen, he must have some kind of, I don't know how he's getting his power to be able to do some of these things, because he didn't like bend make an air. It was an IV, but somehow he got enough bubbling going on there that it must have caused kind of a blood bubble, or the air bubbles or something like that, and it caused what Dr. Klein said a little bit later on was a basic stroke. She just had a stroke.
Yeah.
She was in shock. She got attacked by a dog. Yeah, that leads to stroke. Right, Dave?
I guess.
That's what I heard. I read pamphlets on it.
I only play a doctor at school.
There you go. But yeah, very I don't know. But yeah, she's at the emergency room. IV killed her. Then we see Dr. Klein, where he comes and he tries talking to her, and she don't want nothing to do with him. That's when she talks about the stroke. And then we're back at the office again with
your favorite line. Looking at the Kolchak family album.
That's by Updike.
As he's looking through the different images of dogs, which surprisingly, then they talk about 5 toes or 3 toes.
Yeah, but then they started getting into details on varieties and species of dogs and how the wild dogs have 5 toes. But a domestic dog don't have 5 toes. Why do I not know this? I've had dogs all my life. They don't have 5 toes? Only 4?
Well, I think they have their, 4, and then the one.
Yeah. It's just a little bit back because of the padding of the. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, Dave.
Is there a marine biologist in the chat?
This is true. Oh my gosh. I keep thinking either they're really listening to us or the chat just died, but I appreciate it. Let's see. How many thumbs up do we got? Let's see. 130. Yes, I love it. Thank you guys very much.
And how long did we do that? 7 minutes today?
7 minutes. Yes.
That is amazing.
That is amazing. So let's see. Where are we at? He's in there looking at the dogs. Then Senator.
We finally get to meet Senator Talbot.
Because Kolchak was supposed to go
has to have an interview with him.
Yeah. But Senator Talbot, the incumbent, the man he's racing, and he tells you that he's way down in the polls. So why Robert Palmer's even? I mean, he's just eliminating everybody. It's so sloppy. Like even when Kolchak starts to tell Vincenzo goes, "Yeah, you know what?" Toward a little bit later, he goes, "Yeah, you know what? It does make sense that something's askew here. Something's wrong. Way too many deaths surrounding this because Kolchak's making a case. This ain't normal. All these people are just dying around him, and he just keeps going."
Left and right.
Hey, James Jameson, what's going on? He's got the Christmas gremlins there. Good Christmas family horror movie, if you call it a horror movie. I don't know. I kind of do comedy horror, whatever. Good to see you. And Tiger Man. Hey, Tiger Man, what's going on? Another long time viewer on the channel, even way before the almost when I started the channel, like Dave here, who's on the channel with me now. Yeah, look at this.
Yeah.
But anyways, where are we at? I'm lost.
Talbot gets into his car and drives away immediately, going from daytime into nighttime down a country road. And here comes a car headed the opposite direction, and like right on, boom.
Well,
Yes.
it looked to me like the director said, they were taking precaution. They were going like 10 miles an hour, Dave.
Okay.
They went like this. Pooh. And then it looked like major damage. But you didn't notice that? It wasn't very, it was like 10 miles an hour.
It was a very truthful reaction. But there was a lot of damage at the car repair place.
There was, yes. And so much so that, well, okay, so when that accident happened, what happens?
Well, at least one of the cars, if not both of them, turn over.
Yeah.
And out of the passenger side comes a Rottweiler.
Yeah. The Robert Palmer in Rottweiler form jumps through the window, the broken glass, which is like round like that. And they never mentioned or want to really mention that the guy, he disappears. There's that person who crashed into him is gone.
Right.
That would be big news. Man dies. Senator Talbot dies. Man flees from the scene of the crime. It would be headline news. We're trying to track down this guy. But it was a stolen car from, I wish I knew what they said. They said a dentist's office. It was a dental place that this Robert Palmer stole the car from. Like it matters. But that's what happens. And then there's nobody there. And when they're at the car repair place or whatever, I don't know, wherever they take the car to. I'm sorry, Dave, go ahead. What happens there? I mean,
well, he just talks with the other police officer, saying how suspicious this was.
Yeah.
But then I think it's really funny because they go back to the office and they talk about Vincenzo's there, and he's telling everyone not to eat at Manny's.
Not to eat at Manny's.
No, because it's giving him heartburn.
Oh, God.
Not only that, we see him there, and later on, he thinks he's like having a little bit of a heart attack.
Yeah, listen, Vincenzo's they're stressing through the series that Vincenzo's got a lot of stress going on between Kolchak, and he's got ulcers. He's worried about his heart. Even Miss Emily is just so worried about his weight and everything that's going on. But there's always something with his stomach or his ulcer. When he was back at the scene, Dave, with the wrecked car, he tells that police officer, he says Lee Petty couldn't survive a crash like that.
Right.
And Darren McGavin played Lee Petty in the movie in 1972, the Richard Petty story.
Oh, cool.
Little bit of factual information there.
Oh.
Make sure everybody writes that down as it will be relevant in 2 weeks. Just saying. Go ahead.
All right.
That's a total lie, but go ahead. I don't know. Have a nice sleep, left-handed Jedi. Yes, have a nice sleep. Thank you. And Merry Christmas to everybody coming in the chat saying Merry Christmas. I mean, geez, we're getting close to wrapping this up pretty soon, I think.
It was a quick episode. Yeah, we've only got about 20 minutes left of the episode.
Oh, no. Yeah, we're right on schedule. It's about 10 till.
Right.
So, yeah, Kolchak gets a bunch of pictures.
He does. The postman comes in, wants $2 postage due. It's like they sent him. I love it. Because Vincenzo earlier calls up his buddy at this other newspaper station, says, hey, you have information. Can you send it? Thanks a lot. And then they send it postage due. That just cracked me up. I thought that was so cool.
That was cool. That was funny.
Yeah, but also what bothered me is when he opens it up and he's got like all these pictures. It's like a picture of a dead guy on the ground, right? And I'm like, how does this relate to, information about this senator?
I was a little confused with the pictures and stuff. I understood right after that when he was developing the pictures that he had, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what was up with that? Am I missing something?
Well, he is, and I don't know how he got the negatives,
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Yeah,
but
maybe it came in the envelope. I don't know.
it could have been, but it's him and his wife in pool attire. It looks like they could have been from a episode like The Werewolf, where they're like out scamming on other people. It
Yeah,
was a
on
single,
the singles cruise.
and then I heard when I'm watching this, here's Tom Skerritt, his shirt's off, and all I heard was Dino's voice going, "He's a really hairy man."
Well, listen, my grandpa was 100% Sicilian, and man, he had hair down his shoulders, his back.
Uh,
I don't got no hair. I mean, I don't, but my dad was Irish, and anyways, but my Sicilians, my grandfather, he's hairy as an ape, and it just stuck with me all my life. And so when I see hairy men with hair on their backs, I think werewolf.
Yeah, because when we zoom in, because he does a second exposure in the dark rooms to get a blow up of the medallion he's wearing, which is the same one that he got off of the dog.
Yeah.
You see the medallion, and then there's all this black hair around it. It was just kind of really disturbing to me.
Yeah, it was like, well, and I'm trying to think who took the pictures. Kolchak didn't take the pictures. He
Not
just,
those pictures, no. They came from wherever he was from before. So I'm sure it was for a publicity shoot or something when he was running for lower offices or
and
whatever.
that's where he sees that little Rottweiler necklace on him.
Yeah.
And that's when he's like, yeah, okay, here, so he's putting 2 to 2 together, and it equals 4. But he does go back and he starts to investigate satanic books.
Yeah. And he makes Miss Emily bring him all these books. And like the elevator's out, and so she's got to go up all these steps with as many books as I have behind me, basically.
Yeah.
And I don't know where she got the books from. Is there an archive or a library nearby or whatever? And are they well stocked? And I mean, they're labeled like as library books, but they're all about the satanic panic stuff.
Yeah.
And he's reading them and studying them and all that.
I can't believe he didn't notice the satanic symbol. You know what I mean? The little star.
Well, he didn't know what Rottweiler was either.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, everybody knows. Well, it's early 70s. Maybe not. I don't know. I guess 80s, everybody knew that pentagram type thing, what that was. But, so it took him to see the back of the book. Poor Miss Emily brings all the books here for research. And it takes him literally 10 seconds to just turn one of the books over and see that image. And he goes, oh, no, it's the pentagram. Okay, it's satanic. So there's something with that. And Kolchak did you find this funny? He doesn't read the book or nothing. He was looking through them. But he immediately says he sold his soul to the devil. I don't know, just because of the necklace, he figured that out? I
guess so.
Okay.
As he says, 2 + 2 = 4.
Yes. Oh my God. But after he figures that out, I guess immediately he does look down and he sees the holy water from Miss Emily.
Right. He's heading out the door and he takes the holy water.
Yeah.
And he's like, please forgive me, Miss Emily.
Yes. Because her poor blessed Paul V water is going to be done. A 5-pointed star, beware the moon and stick to the path, lads. There you go, James. Yes. The 5-pointed star. Yes. But yeah, no, Kolchak he goes back to the mansion, right?
He does.
Am I missing something over in the chat? What's going on here?
Well, Paul Hamm is busy. He is watching this and listening to The Exorcist at the same time.
Oh, wow. doubling it up. Well, good for you, Paul Hamm.
Christmas.
Yeah, The Exorcist on Christmas. That's Paul Hamm's Christmas movie, The Exorcist. Listen, Paul Hamm, he's a horror enthusiast through and through. So
Aficionado.
yes. So yes, Dave. He goes back to the Robert Palmer's estate.
Yes.
And I love what happens next. Go ahead.
Well, he, first of all, he says that this is a mansion right out of Gone with the Wind.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And he sneaks up, and of course, they're arguing. The husband and wife are arguing in the den, which is totally, if I have enough money, that is a den I would want. It's got artwork on the walls. It's got built-in bookshelves. Everything is rich mahogany wood. They've got beautiful glassware. I forget what you call them, decanters for all the
drinks,
alcohol. Yeah, as my parents would
you
call
got to let it breathe.
Yeah.
You put it in a decanter to breathe.
Did your grandparents always call it booze?
I remember hearing booze coming up, but yeah.
It's funny. My great grandparents, they called it spirits.
Okay.
My grandparents called it booze.
Yeah.
It was just kind of funny.
Yeah, if they were born like the beginning of the century, the past century, 1900 to like 1930, I think you would call it booze as you're growing up because of the whole speakeasies and what you call it.
Yeah, and they were Paul Hamm. They were high rollers, but they basically Kolchak sneaks into the house, and by the way, they're arguing because she wants out of this deal. Like I don't want this anymore. Maybe we can, get out of this. And
maybe she says maybe go to a priest or somebody in the church. The Church of Satan or something like that. That would get them out of it. Yeah, I'll go talk to him for you. Hey, Bathsheba. I think that he mentions later on when he's doing his ceremony, Bathsheba.
I will say I thought it was really good with the cadence that Tom Skerritt was doing as he was talking. It was very political. It was very even, very, just no highs, no lows, just kind of a very, very interesting monologue that he was always giving.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a typical Tom Skerritt acting job. I hate to say it, but even in Alien, which one of the best movies of all time.
Yes,
his character, Tom Skerritt as an actor, has this kind of monotone kind of acting. Where the voice doesn't raise, the voice doesn't go low. He's just kind of just doing his thing, but he's picked good roles, and he's one of the better actors that we remember, right? But it is weird that he's kind of, even in this, he kind of played that. You get what I'm saying?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm getting what you're putting down.
Good. Awesome. Okay.
And a couple things from the chat I wanted to talk about real quick.
Okay.
James Jameson says the 70s was a very drunken decade. I wanted to refer back to Columbo and a whole bunch of different Columbo episodes. There's bars in everyone's living room. And it's not in their living room, it's in their office, and it's fantastic.
Well, I'll tell you, the 70s, and we'll get to the other one you've seen there, but the 70s, even though I was very, very young, there were bars at every corner. I don't. Most cities, at least around where we were, and it didn't have to be a bad neighborhood. It's just there were bars at every corner. You know what I mean? So, yeah, the 70s, I get it. It's the decade of booze. I don't know.
Where I grew up, we actually had a bar called Pacino's, which was owned by Al Pacino's dad.
Oh,
and it had two velvety red doors that you would go into.
oh,
And
nice.
I guess there were huge parties there every time Al Pacino was up for an Oscar for something or other.
Huh. That's cool. Yeah, you're lucky to be in an area where if you drive maybe 20 miles, you can get to some pretty good places, right?
Yeah, well, this was like 2 minutes up the road.
Oh my
And
gosh.
this
Yeah.
was we're growing up, I was probably about 20, 30 miles outside of Hollywood. So
Okay. Yeah, we'll get to the end of this story. It's almost over, but does anyone know how the Kolchak series ended? Just ratings, right, David? I
I'm
mean,
not
Dave.
sure if he's asking why it ended or how it ended, like if he's like absorbed into a UFO and flown off. Um, I guess we're
Oh,
gonna find that out
gotcha.
together in 13 episodes.
Yeah, we got 13 episodes more to cover. This is episode 7. We're going through the entire series. So at the very end, the last one we do, we will find out together. But I do know that it's ratings really that ended the show. But
Yeah, so
and
probably somewhere around June or July, we'll find that out together.
okay. What else was in the chat that you wanted to bring up there?
Yeah, that one there was just Hava said my grandmother has a fully stocked liquor cabinet in her den that all the stuff is from the 1970s. Actually, since we have a
Wow.
little bit of time, I'm going to do a little show and tell.
Okay, go ahead. I think that's so. Even now, Ahava, that you're talking right now, she's still got that cabinet in the booze from the 70s and 90s because she don't touch it no more. But yeah, no, that's very, very funny.
All right. So my grandparents passed away, and I loved their bar. And I would be serving and mixing drinks for them when I was like 8, 10, 12 years old. And things that I absolutely love to do. I mean, we had shot. Oh my God.
Bring us a scotch on the rocks, Dave.
Totally, totally. So when they passed away, I got a lot of their shot glasses. I got a lot of just their bar equipment.
Yeah.
They had, and you'll find this
Oh,
here sometime. This actually lights up.
my grandparents had the same exact one, Dave.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. So
And it was on the bar.
it was on the bar. It still works. And when I clean this up, once I'm done grading and everything, so in another week, I'm going to have it up there just to remember them.
Nice.
The other thing that I had from them is this jar here, but it has all the stirs from old Las Vegas, from all the hotels that are now defunct. So
Nice.
that's how much they drank. I got all their stirs from like places like Senor Pico that is dated 1966 that, obviously doesn't exist anymore. So
Wow.
just cool.
Hold that up again as close as you can. I just want to see some of those. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Oh my God. That is so cool. That is very, very cool.
Yeah.
And some of them with the dates and stuff like that on them still. Yeah. Oh man. Anyways. Yeah. And those could last. I mean, you could always keep those.
Oh yeah. But they're good. They're good. Remember
the day when you set your den up like it's 1973.
That's true. That's true. Once I order my shag carpeting.
There you go. Yeah. Green or brown?
Brown.
Okay.
It doesn't make a difference to me because I'm colorblind, so I'll see that as the same.
Okay. A new family that had that drunken statue in the front yard and light their walkway. Yeah, my grandparents had that same exact lamp for the bar. That's so funny. Okay, anyways, let's get to ending this. And okay, so we're at the big mansion, Robert Palmer's place. Him and his wife are talking about that. Like we said, they're arguing back and forth. Let's get out of the contract with the devil. And Kolchak's outside, and he hears them, and he decides to break in the house. He finds a window open down at the basement.
And it's the wine cellar.
It's the wine cellar, yes. Speaking of, yeah. More booze.
So Tom Skerritt goes downstairs, pulls out a bottle of wine, and he knows Kolchak's there. and he does this excellent, like holding the bottle up and blowing, so all the dust goes right into him. And Kolchak immediately is all like, "Oh my gosh, I got to sneeze, but I can't because I don't want to be found." But he knows he's there.
Well, because first of all, it's Kolchak drops a bottle, and then Tom Skerritt or Robert Palmer, he hears it, but then and he tells his wife, "I got to go down to the wine cellar to get a bottle of wine." And when he does pull it out, like you said, and he blows the dust off of it, it's right by where Kolchak's standing, and he goes like this. He starts to go like this, and when Tom Skerritt goes into the doorway, you hear Kolchak go, and right then I'm like going, oh, he's going to hear him. He heard him, but evidently he knew he was there the whole time, because he goes into that thing that evidently was a closet or something like that, right? Yeah.
Into the next room, or in where he was
And
hiding.
Kolchak went to go to the door that Robert Palmer left in.
Yes.
It wasn't the door to go out into anywhere. It was a closet.
Right.
Which told me either he has superpowers and he can walk through a wall, or it was like one of those secret things that probably opened.
I thought it was a secret thing.
Yeah, probably a secret passage there or whatever. Into the next room, technically, I think, which was a room that was his ceremonial,
yes,
whatever ritual.
I wrote down for my notes a medieval castle room in the house. And I'm like, you have this regular mansion, and then you have a basement basically that's all these ancient stones. It looks like something right out of The Son of Dracula or something like that. And he's then doing all these Shakespeare quotes. And what I love about it, and I don't know if you noticed it, is all the cobwebs on Kolchak's hat.
Oh, I saw that. Yes, yes.
So good, so good.
I'm like, is the director going to say, clean his head off? He's got cobwebs, because it was thick. White cobwebs.
Yeah, it looks like cotton candy.
So good. Oh, by the way, since it's Christmas tonight, you guys, little change on the channel. I very rarely play comedy, but the overnight stream tonight is going to be the Aldrich family. It's kind of like a Great Gildersleeve. It's a family, and but it's very, very funny. If you're an old time radio enthusiast, you're gonna love the show. I thought, why not put a little laugh in for tonight? And I know everybody wants detective and stuff like that, but it's going to be a comedy night. So there you go. Anyways, so there's a big scene. I'll let you go with it, Dave. The host ceremony that takes place down there.
All right. So he's dressed up in his coat. It's kind of like a overcoat, but it has that same symbol on the back. The same symbol is on the ground where he's going to be, giving his Shakespearean quotes. Behind him is
Shakespearean quotes.
Oh, totally. I mean, did you listen to some of these? Oh my God. It's just like Macbeth, Act 3, Scene 2. He's got his wine glass. He's actually brought an extra one for Kolchak. He's got his fire pit behind him, which, where does the smoke go? That's weird. Just a couple cool things, light some candles, and
well, there was a weird thing he did when he did the ceremony for the goblet of wine. That there was a reason behind that, right?
I don't remember.
Well, he did the ceremony for the wine to the devil or Satan, whatever, and that glass of wine or goblet of wine, he was going to have Kolchak drink to sell his. Or he was kind of getting Kolchak to sell his soul.
Kind of blessing that one for later.
Yeah, that's why he put that one down and went and poured himself another one, because that one was for Kolchak.
Okay, all right.
Because it was blessed by who knows? I don't know.
Yeah,
very odd, but yeah, Kolchak wasn't going to fall for it though.
No.
But I do love how they kept getting closer and closer to his face, because like he's thinking about it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Totally. And in fact, I love when Tom Skerritt goes, "Come on out, Mr. Kolchak," and He's all, me? You talking to me? And it's like, all right, you caught me, and he's got this wicked dagger looking thing in his hand, and he talks about how he's a good reporter. He goes, not a great reporter, but you are a good reporter. And then he starts offering him things like, he can read his thoughts. Like, even though you hate awards, you really want to win the Pulitzer Prize and all these things. And he goes, I can make all this happen. He goes, you want to be back in New York? I can get you back into New York. And the one thing I wish they had done, and they didn't, but it would have just been such a great Easter egg, is if he had offered to bring Gail Foster back. I thought that would have been just so perfect, because I think if they had offered that, he would have said, yeah, sign me up. But he
I
does.
would have loved that too. Yeah. But it was, I thought out of that scene when they kept getting the camera closer and closer, because when he was tempting him, it was fun. But you knew Kolchak wasn't going to go, but he needed to escape,
right?
Because he was going to try to kill him. And I think the way it ended was just so funny. So Robert Palmer turns into the Rottweiler.
But not quite yet. And it's Matt that says hello, because he's just coming in. And
what's up? Merry Christmas, Ed Stathis. Good to see you.
And it's great too, because he says, like, can I think about this and get back to you? And he's all, no, I'm afraid I need your answer like now. And he goes,
instantly.
If I turn this down, he goes, you're going to have to die. It was just like, just bring it on.
And that's when he books it to the door, and the door is all bricked up.
Yeah, that was really scary. And then he's back in the wine place, and the Rottweiler attacks him, and he pushes over, like, we're ready to, and this is so great, like all of us would push over a wine rack onto this dog, right? Yeah. And he pushes over the first one, and it hits like something, and it stops, so it doesn't fall over.
It's an Ed Wood directed episode. He went, cut, let's go with it. Next scene.
Yeah. So he rips the amulet off the dog yet again.
What happened right before that, though? The holy water. He throws that first. He pulls out the holy water and throws it towards the dog, but it splashes all over the corner. And he gets some of it on him too, or whatever. I don't know. I don't know how that's even possible, or maybe that was drool from the dog. I don't know. But then the Rottweiler jumps on him, and then what you were going to say?
Yeah. So the Rottweiler jumps on him. The collar again is quick release collar. Takes the amulet, throws it into the holy water, and you hear the dog go, ooh. and
the necklace starts to burn and melt.
It sizzles.
It sizzles from holy water. Yeah. Hey, the real Jackson. Kolchak is a classic. Yes, it is. Okay, so this Dave is what got me. This is the end. Kolchak, like we said, throws the necklace over there and it burns it. And I guess everything was connected with that necklace.
Right.
So Robert Palmer, who was a real guy, right? When he made the pact with the devil, he was a man.
Yeah.
Now that the pact is gone, I guess, because the necklace is burned and gone. Well, the dog is back to being a dog.
I didn't read it that way. I read it as he got caught in that manifestation, that he was in the dog and he couldn't transform into a human anymore because that symbol or, that necklace is gone, and he's all like, crap. And so he's going to spend the rest of his life as a dog.
Okay, so we can make this two different ways. Exactly what you said. Or because I thought there was a big transition in the scene where, again, that you could be right, but where the dog, once that melts and burns, Kolchak gets up and he's like, he's looking at the dog, and then he goes, and the dog's just sitting there like he transformed. He's like a sweet little dog now, and he's even going, and Kolchak's going, good doggy, and he was a different dog, and I'm like going, well, how is he a dog? Okay, he turned into a dog maybe, but yeah, you could be right. I thought either way it was kind of weird.
It was,
but I get it. It
Yeah.
could go different ways, but
then it's like I would hate to be stuck as being a dog for the rest of my life. Although it probably a shorter life since dogs don't live as long as humans. But I wouldn't also be nice. I'd be all pissed off. I'd be even more angry rather than a kind dog. So I think
if that's the case, like you said, that's the part where don't ever make a pact with the devil, because now he's a dog. He's going to live less years. He's got to eat
dog food,
whatever kind of dog food he gets, and he doesn't really get normal baths. He's going to smell. He's everything a dog's life. You know what I mean? So, anyways,
right.
I bought a Necco Christmas Story Darren McGavin figure. Bought a fedora, put it on his head. Custom Kolchak figure. Hello, Prince Everlove. That is really pretty cool. I've seen a couple pictures of people who've done similar things like that. So that is pretty cool. I like that. That's awesome. Welcome. We've got how many more episodes to go, Dave?
13.
So we're going through the entire series. If this is your first time watching, we've done 1 through 7 already, and the 2 movies. So yeah, stick around. We do it maybe once a month, and then we do other things in between there. So so that's the episode, Dave. I mean,
his closing monologue, he lets people know that like Lorraine Palmer drove off, and her car was found the next day, but she never was.
Yes. So who knows what happened to her? But
wherever she is, I hope she has a dog to keep her company.
Yeah. Dog conversion. Well, I'd like to know what happened to the dog then.
I would too.
I mean, what was there? There was, let's see, what was the time? Let's see. I thought there was something else that was included. Devil Dog, the Hound of Hell was originally intended to be a sequel to this episode. Devil Dog, the Hound of Hell, 1978. Originally intended to be the sequel to this episode. Interesting. Okay. So that we could have found out with the dog. I think even they had it in their mind. Yeah, what's going to happen to this dog, huh? Kolchak Lives is all right. This channel is, Dave brought it to my attention, and we've gone crazy with Kolchak on the TV. So there you go.
When we get 100 likes in 7 minutes,
100 likes in 7 minutes. So
that is the power of Kolchak.
The power of Kolchak. Listen, I have to say, I don't know. I mean, listen, nothing's set in stone, but how can you beat that? I don't know. That's pretty hard to beat.
You can't.
142 thumbs up right now. Me and Dave, next, again, similar structure next week because of the holiday. Not Sunday, but Monday, Christmas Day. We will be doing an Art Bell prediction show, similar to how he did it. So if you want to send your predictions to me early for 2024, be serious, send me a prediction. Or be funny and send me a prediction. I don't care. But we will be talking about Art Bell, and we will be taking predictions. So, and if somebody wanted to jump on the stream with us, the heck was that? Some ghostly activity coming on here. See, you mentioned Art Bell's name, and then weird sounds start to happen. That was odd. But anyways, yeah. And anything else we need to cover here, Dave?
No, but I was wondering, since we're a week away from Columbo, because we did Columbo last week.
Yes.
And you liked it so much. And we're going to do our prediction show next week.
Yes.
You'd like the week after to do another Columbo, because I have 3 to choose from.
Oh, yes. Yes, please do. Let's do another Columbo.
So the first episode is called Double Exposure, and it's with Robert Culp.
Okay.
The second episode of your choice is called Swan Song, and it's with Johnny Cash.
Okay.
where he plays an evangelical singer. And then the third one is with Dick Van Dyke. It's called Negative Reaction. And you see Dick Van Dyke playing kind of a jerk. And it's just very weird to see him out of context from how we normally know him. But all of those are top flight episodes. And I just wanted to know which one you were interested in seeing.
How about the Dick Van Dyke one?
All
I'd like us to talk about him being a jerk.
Okay. It is, again, called Negative Reaction.
Okay.
He plays a photographer.
Okay. Got it.
And it is season 4, episode 2.
Season 4, episode 2. Okay, so we will be doing that. Another Columbo. Negative reaction. 2 weeks from... In 2 weeks. In 2 weeks.
Yes, in 2
But the prediction show next Monday on New Year's Day. After you guys eat your New Year's dinner and all that. If you guys do. I don't know. Not everybody does. I don't even think I don't eat a New Year's dinner. Yeah, no. Robert Culp, can't go wrong. But we'll get to them. Yeah, I mean,
yeah. And Robert Culp was in 3 episodes, so
yeah,
or at least 2. I'm going to take that back. He's in at least 2.
Yeah,
but wonderful actor.
Awesome. Ed Stathis, number 143. Yes, thank you guys all for the likes. Thank you for joining us on Christmas Day. Really appreciate that. And again, hopefully you guys enjoy the Aldrich family overnight. You get 12 hours of comedy. Or hopefully you enjoy that. And we will see you next week. And I am starting up next Saturday reviews on Night Gallery. I'm going to start. I skipped over the pilot and I went straight to episode 1. Season 1, episode 1. So there you go. And we will even talk about the painting of each episode because everything revolves around that painting, you know? So I think it'll be interesting to talk about the painting and how it is involved with the show because there's some very good information on these paintings too as well. But anyways, I predict 2024 is going to be weird. More specific, Guy Vermectin, I believe you. It's probably going to be weird. every year is weird. But yeah, much love to each and every one of you guys. Merry Christmas again, Dave.